Or at least it's in key. Hey, all right. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, bass players around the world, around the United States, around Michigan, Detroit bass players, welcome to the basement. We got another fine young bass player hanging out with us. Why don't you tell us your name?
My name is Sage Earl.
Sage what?
Sage Earl.
Sage Earl, how you doing?
I am good.
That was an awesome piece. That was awesome. What's that, Charlie Brown or something?
That was Christmas Time Is Here.
Yeah.
Didn't they play that in the Charlie Brown?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, that was awesome. I'm going to have to learn how to play that.
Right.
Also hanging out with us in the basement, that's BASSMINT, is none other than our gracious host,
Hey, hey.
Mr. Reginald Canty, who I now call the MHMD of, excuse me, the MWMD of MH. And for those who don't know what that means, that's the Midwest Music Director of Michael Henderson.
Okay.
There you go. That's my man right there now. I know somebody famous now, y'all. Also hanging out in the house is the lovely couple. Tell us your name.
Who first?
Either one of y'all.
He's always first. Don't you know that by now? He saw that. He didn't say
He
nothing.
didn't say anything. He knows.
Cynthia Willis.
Cynthia Willis, a Detroit bass player and in the basement alumni also.
Chris Willis.
Okay, another my man, I'm gonna get you back on the bass. I don't care what you say. But he's a alumni in the basement and a lover of bass. Also, and also hanging out with us is, tell us your name.
Tom Earl. I'm Sage's dad.
You know what? With the last name like Earl, you better be some kin to her. Now, I got a couple of questions to ask. Do you play a bass guitar?
I do not.
Do you play any instrument?
I do not.
Dad, you don't play nothing?
Nope. I'm a computer engineer.
Okay, well, you play with computers. That's good enough
There
for
you
us.
go.
Welcome to the basement. Welcome, Sage. Man, that was wonderful. I gotta ask you this. This is the first question I like to ask people, and that is, when did you start playing the bass, and why?
I started playing the bass about 3 years ago, and I started playing because my dad wanted to learn how to play the bass.
I'm gonna for you, Dad.
He's like, hey, how about you come along with me? And I'm like, yeah, okay, that sounds good. And then he ended up quitting playing the bass, and because he had work and stuff, so I ended up playing the bass because I'm like, hey, that sounds pretty cool. And so it's just been going on for 3 years.
How many?
3.
3 years.
3 years. So, forgive me, but we have 2 former bass players in here. Chris used to play the bass, and Tom used to play the bass. We don't like used to play. Come on, get back on.
I wouldn't say I used to play the bass.
Well,
Week.
you tried. Wait a minute. So really, you only been playing 3 years?
Yep.
Wow, that is awesome. How'd you get so good for only playing 3 years? What's going on? Where did that come from?
I don't know. I took lessons from a guy named Eddie, and he always says that I picked it up better and faster than all of his other students.
Now, when you say Eddie, you talking about one of our basement alumni, Dr. Eddie Cohen. I mean, Mr. Eddie Cohen, right?
Yep.
That's a basement alumni.
You got the right guy.
Yeah, you got the right teacher. He's a good one.
Mhm.
And do you play any other instruments?
I play the violin, and I can somewhat play the piano, the viola, the cello, and the drums.
I was about to say all string instruments. Even the piano has strings, you know. But you play drums too? Well, now, what's your favorite instrument to play of all?
The bass.
Yeah, that's the good one. That's the best one of all. And I see you playing a 5-string bass there. What kind of bass is that?
It's an Ibanez S505.
SR 505? Folks, know your bass guitar. Somebody might ask you what it is one day. Just let them know. And how do you like that bass?
I like this bass a lot. This is my baby. I also have a Jazz Squire bass at school that I play for a jazz band.
Well, how old are you, Sage?
I'm only 14.
So you've been playing since you've been 11 years old? That's when I
It's a
started.
great start.
That's pretty cool. Now, since you started playing bass 3 years ago, and you say you play a jazz band, how did you start to playing with the bands and stuff? How did that happen? In case somebody else wants to try.
I already been playing with an orchestra I've been playing for 5 years, the violin, so I already was learning how to play with other people. So when I picked it up, I joined the jazz band in middle school, and it was actually a bit harder, and it was only harder because I was the person they had to follow instead of me having to follow everyone else. So it took a while to get everything together, but I kind of figured it out while I went along.
That's good. So what middle school did you go to?
I went to Mason Middle School in Waterford.
Excuse me. And what high school do you currently
I
attend?
go to Mott High School, also in Waterford.
And you play for the, what's the name of the school again?
I play for Mott High School.
You play for the Mott High School Jazz Band. And you play regular electric bass, or do you also play upright?
I play electric bass.
You don't play upright?
No.
Are you the only bass player in the jazz band?
No, currently there's one other bass player named Elise, and she plays the upright.
Are you interested in playing the upright?
I can play an upright, but I prefer to play an electric because it's easier, because it has the frets, so I know where to put my fingers.
Yeah, earlier today, folks, she was playing Reggie's Fretless. Where? Oh, there it is right there. And she was like, take this away from me. I understand. I can't stand the fretless right now myself. It's like, I want to know what my stuff is too. Okay, so since you've been playing in the jazz band, do you have the opportunity to read, or do you play by ear?
Oh, I read music too.
You read? Do you read? So you can read bass clef and treble clef. How fast can you read? Can you, if I gave you a sheet of music, could you sight read it? That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Again, something we was talking about earlier. If you don't stay on top of that stuff, you take a year off from reading. It don't. You gotta. I mean, you gotta get back in shape. Yeah.
Hard to get it back.
So if you reading, folks, don't let it go, because you might get a call,
Right.
a reading gig. Say, hey, we need somebody who can read. So, and you know, a lot of people think that music theory and reading cramps their style.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It enhances. It gives you more versatility. So I ain't mad at you for being able to read. Now, do you play by ear as well?
I can.
Do you?
Not really. Not most of the time.
Okay, so if you hear a record, like say it's a record you like that bass line, would you go tackle it?
I'm learning how to, and I tried to do it, but I kind of gave up because I got bored of it.
Okay, well, so you don't play by ear that much.
No.
So my next question was, do you play with any bands other than the high school jazz band?
No, and I tried to get a band together, but then it fell apart because everyone had jobs and they had to go and do things and they could never meet up. So I was just like, I'm gonna leave you guys. And so I kind of left them and they fell apart on their own.
Are you interested? Like, say somebody see this, because you know we are worldwide now in 160 countries
Yeah.
with over 500,000 views. Somebody 170 countries, over 170 countries and territories. If somebody say, hey, you know, we need a bass player, you think you might be interested in playing with
Definitely.
some high level musicians?
On Monday, I was going to post a flyer over at Motor City Guitar Center with my email and the phone number that they could call with my name on it,
You can do
saying
that right now.
that I need a band and I need people to play with.
Okay, that's good. Good. And what type of music you think you'll play?
I like playing blues and jazz a lot because it's fun. It has a funky bass line, and mostly just blues and jazz.
Blues and jazz.
Okay.
No rock.
Not really. More pop.
Because earlier I heard you playing some. I thought it was Geddy Lee and them, but it was Led Zeppelin. You like a little bit of everything, huh?
Yep.
Okay, now, what is your interest as far as where do you want to take this bass guitar? How far you want to go with it?
Well, always since little kid, everyone's like, I want to be a rock star, and now I'm just like, I still want to be a rock star.
Okay.
Okay, that's awesome. That is awesome. A bass player, composer, what else?
Writer, soon to be author because I'm writing a book.
Oh, okay.
I help with my dad. He runs Full Metal Barbecue and Catering. We do competitions sometimes. And just musician, author, illustrator. I'm an artist.
Okay, that's awesome,
So you got
man.
a whole bunch of things that are probably develop over the next few years.
That's great.
Yeah, that's cool.
I love the Food Channel, man. I love those competitions. You ever watch that stuff?
Absolutely, that's how I got started, by watching those food channels.
Ooh, yeah. Man, that's another subject, but I love that
I guess I
stuff.
should be watching that.
Yeah, me too.
They make you hungry. Okay, so, man, you know I ain't really want to keep you, but I got a few more questions I like to ask you. Like, who are some of your favorite bands and
I
bass
think,
players?
Otis Redding and the Blues Brothers. I also like the upright bass player for Flowbots and Yeah, that's about it.
Flowbots and now how you spell that? Because I'm gonna check that out.
FLOBOTX.
Seen it, but I've never checked
The Flowbots, and you really like Oldest Redding. Now we talking about, may he rest in peace, Oldest Redding from back in the '60s, and
Yeah.
what was sitting on the dock of the bay,
That's my favorite.
sitting on the dock of the bay, Oldest Redding.
That was back when I was a kid.
That is awesome that you have a taste for a wide range of music and a wide range of years of music. I see the word bass on your shirt there. What's your shirt say?
Ace check.
I was gonna get that shirt.
That is awesome. A bass chick. You said that your instructor is Eddie Cohen, right? So how helpful has taking music lessons been for you?
Oh, way up so much. Like, he's an amazing instructor. He helps so much. He's gotten me so far. He's gotten to me where I am now. He provides music, and he helps me through bass lines and with chords and stuff, and gives me new ideas for things that I would never have thought about. I have been taking him all 3 years that I've been playing the bass.
Oh, cool.
I don't think I would ask for any other instructor. He's just so cool.
Okay, well my feelings ain't hurt, but but Dad, why Eddie Cohen? What made you seek him? I know you started for yourself, but what made you select Eddie?
Eddie's just a very understanding, very patient, yet holds her accountable every week in, week out, for her to practice every day and make sure that she's on task all the time. So Eddie's very efficient in very direct in the way that he helps her and keeps her going.
Okay.
Eddie wants to see her develop. He just got in here to get. It's a lot of teachers that just taking money, and you can identify. I had a piano teacher I wanted to take. I was getting ready to take take a professor's exam so I could get a teaching certificate. And I went to this guy for piano lessons. I already told him, I got a degree. I already told him. But I showed up early one time, and he had a lady in there that didn't know nothing about nothing. He had her on the same study program that he had me on. You know what I'm saying? But one question I just don't know, I asked to see your dad. And I'm willing to bet she excels at science and math.
Very much so.
I knew
Very
it.
much so.
I knew it.
Math and
I
science.
didn't have to ask.
Math and science, both favorites. Both her favorites.
Okay.
Yep.
Which brings up another question. So would you recommend Eddie Cohen for anybody that's interested in playing bass?
He's an amazing teacher, so yeah.
He's an amazing player too.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, folks. So we're gonna probably this is how you can contact them right here. And also mentioning the fact that you guys mentioned your academics, grade math and science. But what about the rest of it? What's your GPA, if that's not too personal?
At the moment, and I got last semester, I got a little bit less than a 4.0, but right now I have a 4.0.
Wow, that's awesome. And folks, music. Do you see what music can? I don't know if it's assisting or not, but I'm thinking music helps. It can help bring music back to these schools. And don't tear down my high school, Inkster High, please.
Oh, it's a little bit too late.
They already got the bulldozers on it. All right, well, I'm not going to cry about that. But look, now here's the part I'm not too sure about. So if we wanted to follow you, which I want to do, Sage, and keep up with you, all of the youngsters that come in this basement for the first time and I meet them, I keep up with them, and some of them are doing great things right now. If I wanted to follow you, or if anybody wanted to follow you and keep up with your music, how could we do that?
On Facebook, under me or my dad, so Sage Earl or Tom Earl, or on YouTube under my dad, which is Tom Earl.
Under Facebook, how could we keep up with you again?
Under my dad, Tom Earl, or under me, Sage Earl.
On Facebook.
On Facebook. Or on YouTube, under my dad's YouTube, Tom Earl.
Tom Earl. So you're gonna keep us posted on her progress?
Absolutely. We keep her at every performance she does, whether it's an orchestra, playing violin, or bass, or anything she's doodling around the house. We record and I put up on the YouTube.
Okay, Tom Earl on YouTube.
That's right.
That is awesome. I'm gonna as soon as I leave here today, I'm going to Tom Earl on YouTube and see what's on there. Because I heard you, again, before we started, I heard you dabbling in some Jaco Pastorius Teen Town. I heard you dabbling in some other stuff. So I'm going to go check it out. Did anybody else have any questions for this fine bassist?
Yeah, I have some comments to make. I think it's amazing that you've been exposed to this many interests at 14. Violin, cello, piano, and drums, and bass by the time you're 14. And you read fluently in both. I mean, you could go where you want to go. You don't even have to make your mind up now, because what you don't know is going to be available because you can read, which is, but a lot of kids that don't read miss. They can only play what's been repeated to them before. But you can't learn something. You can't go play or stamp with Steely Dan doing a new album if you can't read. So I take my hat off to you. That's an amazing accomplishment to have at any age, but at 14, you way ahead of the curve, girl. I'm serious. And 3 years, I heard you. I was listening to you before we even started for the cameras, and you were doing some stuff that I'm very familiar with. I had to do, I don't know how much Vince Guaraldi stuff when I was in college, but I loved Vince Guaraldi. And for you to be able to hear 2 lines and play them simultaneously, let me tell you, girl, you're ahead of the curve. A lot of cats can't do it. They can do the pop and slap, blah, blah, blah. If you ask them to do single walking bass lines, they can't do it. So just keep on working what you do. We're going to cheer you on all the way to everywhere you want to go. You only have to make up your mind where you want to go now, but I'm just saying. Just let your heart take you where you want. Don't let an industry or the industry or record companies and bar owners tell you where to go, because that's the only thing they can say. Go where you want to go, because now you have things where you can sell it. You don't have to be physically present. Man, in my day, you had to be physically present to do audition for somebody. Now we got YouTube.
Right.
And people while you're sleeping, people are checking you out while you're asleep. So put as much work as you want out there. Somebody else will get interested in you, and now you don't have to be in the same place to record.
Right.
So it was Larry Fritzley did a recording with him, a guy in Sweden, a guy in Germany, and another guy in the United Kingdom, and they did it on YouTube simultaneously, and then just spliced it all together, and they went out on tour. They did a couple of gigs because somebody saw it. And now that we got a lot of A-list people in Detroit, bass players, so put your work out there, because they watch, they look at it. I'm talking about the big people like Stanley Clark. He watches what we do. Marcus watches what we do. Esperanza watches what we do, but they dare not have a Facebook page for obvious reasons. They'd never be able to get off of it.
Right.
But yeah, proud of you, girl. Yeah, do what you did. And you saw somebody that wasn't up to par, blah blah blah. You stepped. That's what you're supposed to do.
I had one question. Yeah, great job. One of the things I was wondering, well, actually I have 2 things real quick. One, do you have any type of a project that you've already recorded, put on video that could be uploaded somewhere?
I don't think so. I think I have Blackbird up on YouTube under my dad's page on YouTube, Thomas Earl, or Tom Earl. I don't think I have anything else besides me playing in middle school and a few in high school of us doing concerts. I also did something for like like to earn money, like a charity type thing for middle school. That's about it.
Okay. The other thing I was wondering about was when you mentioned blues and jazz are your favorite genre of music. I'm wondering what's your favorite blues tune, your favorite jazz tune, where it comes down to that funk bottom that you were talking about.
Oh. I like House of the Rising Sun by the Animals. That's my favorite. It has a nice bass line. And also Sitting on the Dock of the Bay is my favorite. For jazz, I don't really know because I've played so many.
You got a whole lot of more road to cover. Don't worry about it. But the thing I'm noticing about you is that you have an affinity for an era in music where content was important.
Yeah.
It's not that important no more. I mean, there's a whole lot of nothing songs that's in the top 10 right now. Nothing songs.
Right.
But you know, but you talking about Blues Brothers? That's straight out of the birthplace of the blues and rock and roll era, where they two came together and people didn't think it was bastard music. And now it's taken seriously. It's taken seriously in other countries than it is here. You know.
Anybody else have any questions?
Yes. Now, was that your arrangement of Christmas Time is Here? Okay.
Yeah, a few things in.
Yeah, that's real nice. I like that. And the second question, what was the first song that you played on bass?
The first song I played on bass was called Ben's Blues for Jazz Band in middle school. The first song I ever played on the bass, and the first song I played, like, the real song that I played.
In middle school, they had a jazz band in middle school.
Yep.
Wow, that explains a lot.
What about after high school? You're going to college. You want to go to... What are you doing after high school?
After high school, I'm hoping to get the scholarship that I want. I'm on the scholarship list for Juilliard. And if not Juilliard,
Berkeley.
I want to go to MU.
MU.
MSU.
MSU.
MU.
No, you won't.
Michigan.
The University of Michigan?
Yeah.
U of M.
Yeah, U of M.
Okay, Dad don't want you to go to Michigan State.
Oh, no.
Okay, all right. Or Juilliard, which is a prestigious music conservatory. Used to be a toss up between that and Berkeley, what I wanted to go to. So, well, good luck on that. And is there anything that you would like to say in closing before you play us out?
For anyone who is thinking of playing the bass, do it.
Awesome.
Even if it's an expensive type thing, like you gotta buy equipment or something, or even if you already have equipment and you need to buy a bass, just do it. It's worth it.
Awesome. Okay. Well, with that said, Sage, would you like to play us something out, please?
Sure.
All right.